No one likes waiting to check out. So let's make the checkout process with some one and done features a little bit faster. Wise option. With these tools, office staff will be able to breeze right through checkout. Welcome to another Wise Tips. And as always, Eduardo, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm anxious to give our people, the opportunity to decrease the number of answers they have to provide.
Yes, absolutely. And with our workflow adjustments tools in the credit card processing and in the closing of the invoice, I think those are definitely some tools to be able to do that.
Well, again, another suggestion from users.
Every day.
Every day.
It's a never ending, but hey, you know
I
what?
love those. I love those. Working smart, not hard.
Exactly. Well, I guess
Where
let's
are we going?
Invoice in a realistic scenario, right?
Yes.
We'll try that.
So it's one of those situations where you're going now that, when I'm traveling with the Remuda and you see people doing this and that, and they say, do I have to answer this every single time? So, no, you don't. What would you like to be seen here? And they came up with this. So let's tell them what it is.
Absolutely. Well, I'll go ahead and I'm just going to throw a couple charges on here for us just so we can have something look kind of real here. And from when we come back here to the invoice. So this came from, like I said, people wanting to be able to expedite that process for checkout. And as always, we love our messages because we want to make sure the right thing comes up. And there are certain scenarios, right, where we want to have a little bit of like double confirmation, but not all users like that. And so that's just another extra click to them. So this is one process where we've been able to actually memorize this on a per user basis to try and cut that down. So on the invoice, you'll notice here on the far left-hand side, I actually have this icon here with the 3 dots and 3 lines. And from this, when this pops up, I have some options here. And each one of these options can actually help alter what originally happens when I close the invoice. So there's a couple pop-ups that come up. I've actually elected to avoid the closed invoice confirmation question. I've also elected to avoid the message to ask to open the customer account. And I just asked Wise Option to go ahead and just open the customer account for me, even without me asking. So those are things that typically users had to select and say yes or no to. And now we give them the opportunity to pre-select that so they can, on a per user basis, decide how they want this process to happen. So this is probably the most automated one, right? I've got avoid all questions. So when I close the invoice, nothing comes up and it just goes and it opens the customer account for me, ready for payment.
Well, just right there, not talking about how fast you did the DCS, I have to say that. Yeah. But the number of questions you avoided there, prompts, and every time we answer a question, your mouse has to go to the, your hand has to go to the mouse has to aim to the place, you have to click, assuming that you are not a keyboard addicted like me, person. But this number of clicks right there, probably 5 or 6 clicks that were avoided. How many voices you close per day? There you go. How many clicks we are saving for you.
Absolutely. And the same thing goes for processing credit cards. So those users that have our PCR compliant credit card integration know how much time that alone saves them. But again, we're on click killer mode here. And again, these one-time settings that you can set that from this point on until you want to change it are just set for you. So the same can be said about when you're actually processing the credit card. So when you go to the digital wallet, again, you'll find that same icon just here. It's at the bottom left corner of the screen. And same thing, I can actually alter the pop-ups that come up and the messages that come up and how I want the credit card to be processed and what happens afterwards, like the receipt. Do we print receipts? Do we email receipts? So again, there's all these options here to avoid the confirmation box, avoid my double confirmation. I can even avoid the option there to adjust and alter the comment and memo boxes. Some users don't touch those and they just leave the automated ones. I was one of them. So I would have loved this to just skip that. I don't need to see it. I don't touch it anyways. So one less thing to do. Another option here, whether or not you email the receipt. Your facility, you may email everything or you may email nothing. I hope you email a lot, but that's
even
okay.
The yes or no. It's coming next. I always say yes or I always say no. It's different for each user. What I love about this, Rach, is number one, per user basis. Each user has different preferences.
Exactly. Absolutely. And even maybe different sides of the facility as well. Maybe like on the clinic side, maybe it's kind of standard practice that everything gets, emailed and sent out. But hey, maybe like on the repro side, maybe everything is just printed out because you don't follow up with them. It's just a preference. So I
Precisely.
really love about that. So coming on here, again, being able to actually save this here. And then again, whenever you're going to actually go to then charge the credit card, how easy and less clicks you can make it. Or sometimes it's not even about the less clicks, it's about the right clicks, right? We don't mind answering the questions that we want to answer, but we hate having to answer questions that we don't want to. That's right. This is always this. So you may keep some of those confirmation questions because you like it, and that's fine. But we
Be
want to make
reminded
sure
of
that,
them.
yes, exactly. So another process there that definitely helps quite a bit. And I believe, I can't check it because I know I don't have it activated on here, but I believe we even did that for the card present transactions too. So still the
It
credit.
does. It does. And when you
Yeah.
go to the card transaction, as a matter of fact, the answers you put here on this place works as well for the card present. They share the same
They're the
answers,
same.
so it's the
Thank
same
you.
default on both places.
Yes.
And what we were watching, especially when you are on the front desk and clients are waiting for the invoice to be closed fast and process the payment fast,
Yeah.
it's really amazing how you can expedite the process, avoiding those questions, going for your prompts as
Yes.
it is, and it's already preset.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So again, small things that you can do that make a really large difference, and especially being able, I love these things that you can set once and then it's done, and every day it's going to save you time.
Please, like, if you would like to share this with your coworkers, share among your peers, share the good news, let other knows, and subscribe to our channel so more things are coming your way.
Thanks so much for your time. As always, Eduardo, it was good seeing you. I'll talk to you soon.
See you next time.